Are we recording?
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's talk about Chapters. This was the first song that we ever did as a collaboration, so that's what kind of makes it special compared to everything that we'd done before that. Because in the past it was a bit different. We would bring in like a song and then we'd be nearly finished already, and we'd be like, okay, add some things to it, and we'd add one idea and then a little bit, and then but it would be a nearly finished article. Except, you know,
it was also yeah, because it was our first song. It was our first video as well, and we didn't really have much experience with recording for YouTube in such a manner, but it really gave us like the first steps into seeing how it would turn out into a video format. Chapters, I don't know, I guess it was originally inspired by well, from the name Chapters. It was just trying to get through life. It was meant to be an inspirational song. I originally wrote the lyrics to be completely uplifting, but then towards the end he decided to add some interesting elements to it.
Yeah, I think. Well, I wrote like a huge chunk of the lyrics from the first verse, and then it ended up being a lot more melancholic than what we intended. So yeah, so I don't know. I'm just miserable.
Miserable guy.
I can't take it.
That's alright, man.
Thank you. Can I have a cookie?
Yeah, there you go. Biscuit.
At Your Mercy, that's a funny one, because I'd originally written that, originally written that on piano, and I'd written the instrumental portion of that song for ages, but this is sort of like this in-joke with me and my friends, because anybody that knows me knows I'm not like a sappy person, I'm not an excessively emotional person, so they always go, you have no feelings!
You don't.
Well, you know, I can write, you know, sappy, lovey music too, and so I decided I'd give it a shot, and that was kind of, yeah, that was the thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was also the first song written with the new kind of system that we have, which is like each of us brings out their own ideas, and well, we just kind of follow up through with it and see what we can add to it, rather than writing it completely from scratch, from ground up. I don't know, it seems a bit more efficient that way, because that way we won't always have to be together to bring out a new idea, you know. So with this particular song, he has most of it written already, and I just literally added some harmonies and some extra guitar parts just to see how it would go. And yeah, it turned out pretty nice, I think, so yeah. Enjoy. Don't Catch Me, it's an interesting one. It's sort of it's sort of the first song that I wrote that was intended to be like commercial, if you know what I mean.
You sold out, bro.
It was meant to be as poppy and as easy to understand as possible, but that sort of didn't turn out that way because of the way I write and the way I like to include a lot of, well, fiddly guitar parts to it, so it's not exactly, you know, a three-chord song. But yeah, it's interesting. It is meant to be it's meant to be sort of a love song, but it could be interpreted as otherwise. Like, for instance, it's sort of about learning to find your inspiration. So like, Don't Catch Me, the phrase comes from in a way falling in love, but also in a way of trying not to lose that light of an idea that you may have. You don't want to stop falling. You don't want to stop falling in love, or maybe you don't want to stop falling in love with this idea you have. So you want to follow it through the entire way.
You ever think about writing a self-help book, Pete?
He's a dick.
Hey, for me, Don't Catch Me is kind of a sort of special one, because it's the first ever song that we did as a group, because we just come out of being in this, we didn't come out because Simon had written all of it, so it's kind of his baby, so.
My baby.
Yeah. You like rocking the sound waves in your arm.
Oh, I'm rocking it, yeah.
Yeah. There's not much I can say about it, because it's just a really good song. It's got everything that needs to be said, Simon already said it.
I guess the original idea for this song was inspired by a game called Monster Hunter. It's a game about hunting monsters. When I first played it, the intro music and just the vibe of the game was quite tribal. It had a lot of drums to it, had a lot of interesting percussive noises. Oh, and because I'm originally a drummer, I wanted to write a song that was very, very rhythmic and very heavy on 16th notes and fast-paced action, so to speak. I kind of wanted to match the energy that that game sort of gave me while I was playing it, and as you can see in the background, it's friggin' awesome. So I wanted it to be, well, I wanted to reflect that in the song, basically. The second part is actually very, well, it's not too different, but it's more jazzy and more funky, I guess. It's signaled by that very clear little harmonized guitar lick that we do. Yeah, what do you think about it?
Oh, that one. The only thing I really remember, I mean, I wrote a lot of my own parts to it, and then like sort of the harmonized guitar parts and things like that. But I just remember there would be one idea, I'd be like, okay, great. And then would be another, it's like, oh, this sounds gonna be quite challenging, be quite fun. And then there would be another thing, and then another thing, and then another thing. And when it came to that harmonized lick, that whole thing, I was like, no, we're never going to be able to play this. But in the end, we did it. So
we decided to always play it first because it's got higher energy.
It always just grabs people just immediately. And like every time we even if we just go to like shoddy little open mic nights somewhere in places in London where no one's ever heard of, you know, people will just go, oh my god, that's because it's like fast and pretty sort of ear catching.
It hunts you,
dude,
with chains.
Alright, I'm not into that kind of stuff, you know? Vital Sign is quite different to the rest of the record, because everything else is high energy, fast paced, well, except for At Your Mercy, which is like a ballad, but this is, yeah, it's got this groove that none of the others have, because it's got that, it's like a hip hop thing. Remember all the hip hop guys? Remember that hip hop guy that wanted to, that recorded his singing over it?
When we released this song on YouTube, a lot of people felt it was quite R&B. We had a few requests of like, you know, can we use this in like this rap song I have, or can we use this in an idea I have for another song? And like, and in most cases, it turned out to be towards the R&B sort of style.
Yeah, because we were writing for Nelly.
Nelly.
You remember Nelly? The hip hop singer. You know? You don't know Nelly? It gets more and this song, it gets more and more muso-y kind of. It gets, you know, there's more harmonic guitar lines, it's more involved as it goes on. So, and in the end, it builds up to the full-time thing.
Yeah, I suppose the way that we write tends to be, you know, we're kind of addicted to harmony, I guess.
No, you're kind of addicted.
Yeah, the song builds up, and towards the end, it kind of just goes into a brand new uplifting section, where it just with the 4 on the floor, and yeah, I don't know. The Vital Sign. I guess whenever I play it, and when we were writing it, I guess I was thinking of. Don't ask me why, but I was thinking of like when you're in the hospital and you're fighting to survive.
Dude, what are you? He's like, when you talk about uplifting and talk about fight for survival, you should be like a great spiritual leader. Like
well, you know,
Falun Gong or something.
You know, I mean, like, it's meant Vital Sign. It was kind of like, you know, when we have that's kind of meant to be like a heartbeat. You know, it's meant to be like you're living, and towards the end, because it's 4 on the floor, it kind of gets more intense and it reflects what your heartbeat might be.
We wrestled with that one a little bit because I was the one who really insisted it to be called Vital Sign, and you wanted it. You had like 1,000 other names.
Yeah, they all had to do with some sort of heartbeat thing, or you know.
Yeah. But I really pushed with that because it was just a really easy kind of. It tells you what it is straight away. You know. It sounds like that's what the title should be. Yeah, Reactionary is my song. I love that song. That came about just because Simon was always nagging me. He was like, "Oh, you never write any instrumentals. Well, you suck."
You're thanking me now because you actually wrote it. So.
Yeah, whatever. And I wrote it, and it was kind of based off of the acoustic guitarists that I was listening to at the time. You know, those Candy Rat guys, like Jimmy Wallstein, or Oh yeah. This is the guitar that's autographed by Jimmy Wolfstein, who's a great guitarist, signed to Candy Rat Records. But I was listening to a lot of Candy Rat guitarists at the time, so it's based off of their style, even though I don't normally do that kind of percussion or whatever. So
I suppose it's quite similar to Chain.
yeah. But then that's exactly what I was saying. That's why it's called Reactionary, because I had this lick that I just thought it was right before the middle section, this harmonized lick that I took half a portion from Chain. So it was kind of like a musical in-joke, because it's kind of Chain Reactionary. And I love the chorus in the end. It's like so Disney, the way you put the drums together on that.
What?
Record.
What do I do?
You know, in the end chorus for that song, for Reactionary, it's like, you know, when it does the loop, when it does the loop out, it sounds like Brother Bear or something. It's like amazing. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. It's just surprisingly quite short. You know, whenever I write instrumentals, I always have the idea that they're supposed to be really long.
Yeah.
You know, when you write progressive music, you always think, oh, it's gonna be, 10 minutes. It's gonna be like Dark Side of the Moon or something. You know. But it turned out to only be like less than 3 minutes, I think.
Yeah, the whole record was interesting. It took about, what, it took a few years. I wouldn't say it took a few years to write the songs, but it took a few years before we compiled them all together, you know?
Like a few, maybe one year.
A few or 1 year is a big difference.
Yeah, I think maybe 2 years at best.
Hello? The whole album was recorded here, actually. Pretty much where you're seeing. Funny thing is, the whole thing was recorded, I would say 80% with this thing that's recording our voices right now.
Is it in the shot?
It's not quite in the shot. This thing's amazing. Yeah, this is Zoom H4n. It's a really cool microphone.
They're not paying you, you know.
No, I know. It's a really good microphone if you guys want to start out recording anything for YouTube, because you can use it for anything, literally. Guitar, drums, voiceovers, whatever you want. It's really versatile, but yeah, I recommend it. I did the production, I did the recording and the mixing. Well,
drum programming as well.
Yeah, I did drum programming and post-production stuff, but both of us did all the writing and everything, and Ali helped with promotion and things. It was right before the London Anime Con that we had to really rush into making the album, because I don't remember why, but for some reason I had to finish mixing all 6 tracks in one night.
Yeah, and then when you finally finished it.
Yeah, when we finished it, it was meant to be
we ended up at 5 in the morning, just putting them into the speaker.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen them yet, they're pretty cool.
Do we have one?
Yeah, they're up there. These are with Ether USB memory cards that we had for sale on there we go. Yeah, that we had for sale on the London Anime Con and other events.
We had 100 of them made.
100 of them made. And they all had to be sorted in one morning.
But yeah, the recording experience for me was cool, but I wasn't too much involved in the recording, because all I really did was come in, record my parts, and then go home.
No, you did a lot.
Everybody's a winner.
You can check out our EP with the link in the comment section below. It's our Bandcamp with Ether EP, and you can purchase it there. And please help support us.
Yeah. More money. Money. Right? Money?
Dude, no, that's really bad.
A little bit. We'd like to give a special thanks to all the subscribers that we've had over the last year or 2 years. Well, how many? We have 500 now?
We have over 500 now.
That's great.
And, yeah, I know that may not seem like much, especially compared to the people who have like millions and millions of views. But
hey, but for us it's a big deal.
It means a lot to us. Thank you so much, every single one of you guys.
So yeah, for everyone who's subscribed to our YouTube, and everyone that's on our Facebook, and even MySpace.
Oh yeah, and rest assured there will be a lot more videos coming up, especially of some pretty interesting anticipated covers that we might do. I don't know, hint, hint. Hint. Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy Dragon Ball Z.
Ace Combat.
Slam dunk.
I'm really sick today, man.
Oh man, yeah, me too. Thanks for your support.
We're with Ether.
Signing out. 1, 2, 3, 4.